it's all planned out on Mondays. Mondays, I take the time to work on my mannequins. I video everything I did step by step. I take pictures. So I have that with me when I go into this on Tuesdays to start creating.
What does it take to grow from just over 2,000 Instagram followers to more than 120,000 in 1 year? For hairstylist and educator Maria Esparolini, it wasn't just luck. It was passion, consistency, discipline, and a willingness to keep learning. Maria has spent decades behind the chair, owned her own salon, educated for major beauty brands, and developed a true passion for special occasion hair. Today, her time-saving techniques are reaching hairstylists around the world, and one of her tutorials has even received more than 1 million views. Today we're talking about creativity, education, social media, finding your own niche, and what it really takes to stand out in today's beauty industry. Please welcome Maria Esparolini. Hi, today's guest is someone who's passionate for hairstyling, started at a very young age, from styling dolls to studying hair magazines and turning creativity into a lifelong career. Maria Esparolini was born and raised in Washington, D.C., and began her beauty journey while still in high school, earning her cosmetology license before even receiving her diploma. Age of 27, she already opened her first salon, and through the years of dedication, advanced education, and the love of teaching, she became an educator for major brands such as Aquage and Conair. Today, Maria is known for her creative, special styling, occasional styling, her practical time-saving techniques, and on Instagram from 2,000 followers to 120,000 in 1 year. That's incredible. We are both excited to be able to share her story and her journey and the lessons she learned along the way. So please welcome Maria.
Hey, welcome. What an
Hey,
honor to have you here today.
I'm so excited to do this and so grateful, you guys, because I've never done an interview before. So I was really so thrilled that you asked me. I really mean that.
Yes.
Thank you for asking and bringing me on. I really.
Well, you know, Maria, we both have been following, Sue and I have been following you on Instagram, and we see the incredible work you've been doing. So can you tell the viewers what your contact strategy is for Instagram, and how you started creating content for that platform?
Oh, how did I?
Mm-hmm.
How did I? Well, start what made everything turn and change for me is how it kind of blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I was working on some mannequins at home that I had for quite some time, and a couple of them had really thinned out hair from over use, color and all this kind of. And I got one that's almost bald, really, in the back. I thought, well, Maria, you're going to have to get some new mannequins, and in the meantime, you're going to figure out what you can do with these mannequins, because there's real people out there that have hair like this.
Correct.
That's shorter, it's not a lot of hair. So I would be up until midnight working on these mannequins, trying to come up with designs and techniques and things that were workable. I would spend hours sometimes just to come up with nothing. And then all of a sudden things started to flow. And I'm like, well, I think this can work. This is pretty simple and straightforward on medium length hair, putting it all up.
Yeah.
That was the first one. I think that was the one that really took off, and it got over 1 million views.
Wow.
And it happened very quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
There's so many women that suffer from fine and thinning hair. It's a huge portion of the market. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, it is a huge portion of the market. And not only the lower density, but people with fine hair, silky
Yes.
hair.
Yeah.
Hairstylists are doing weddings, and the mother of the bride, she's got hair to here. She
Yeah.
doesn't have hair down to here like the
Right.
brides, right? And coming
Right.
up with ways to make that work and be modern and trending and,
Right.
Right. without looking like helmet head,
Yeah.
so.
Correct.
That's I actually am leaving tomorrow for my grandson's wedding in Iowa. And
Cool.
I think we've all looked through 1,000, wedding hair pictures, and it's to find something that's current and beautiful and doable. It's an art form these days. I think the
It is.
public, doesn't understand. You just don't wave a magic wand. There's many components to doing really good wedding hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know one of the things that kind of intrigued me, you focus on no nonsense techniques that really are time savers. And to me, this is near and dear to my heart because when I was in the salon, I hate to say this, but we're there to make a living. And I always said, time is money. You want the best end results you can get, but you need to do it in a very time efficient manner.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that message and why that's so strong right now.
You mean with the other why that message is strong with
Other
stylists?
stylists, yeah.
Well, they might be thinking like I did before I started really learning design work 30 years ago from Martin Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so intimidated and scared. I'm like, there's no way I'll be able to do that. Take me forever. Because I just didn't have an understanding of the fundamental foundation that was required, different steps required to be efficient. And
Yes.
it all started with Martin Parsons. And I've known.
Same for me, by the way. Same for me. Yeah. I mean, front row, every class there
Yes.
was like unbelievable, right?
Yeah. 30 years ago, 35 years, over 35 years, I knew Martin. That's how long I knew him.
Yeah.
And then I really worked with that. I just love it,
Mhm.
And like you, I did the same thing. I was always taking classes. When he was in Atlanta, I was there, hands on.
Yeah.
And then when I came on board with Aquage, because of Anne Bray and Luis and their team of amazing, talented artists, I learned even more, about how to make it clean and polished and efficient because, and I thought, wow, it doesn't have to be so complicated and so time consuming,
Yeah.
And the no nonsense, that was Candy Shaw. She said, Mary, you have a no nonsense approach to hair. Well, I never thought about it.
Yeah.
And so I decided to add that on to the title of my in my profile because when she said that 6 months later, I'm like, oh, I think I'll use that on Instagram,
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Once the person learns the techniques, and it's the techniques that make it do, and getting that one or technique they're working on, get that down so they can move on to the next technique. And that allows the stylist to create their own signature looks.
Yeah.
But,
I'm going to interrupt here, Maria, but I like your comment on this because I was watching someone, I forget if it was Facebook or YouTube or where it was, and they made the statement that there's two kinds of hairdressers. There's technical hairdressers and there's creative hairdressers, and you fall into one of those categories. For some reason, I really started thinking about that, and I think that is not true. And the reason I would say that is some of the most creative people I know, Gray, Martin Parsons, Candy Shaw, Van Council, you go through this whole list of people that do editorial work and they're extremely disciplined.
Yeah.
And they always have a system.
Yes.
And it might look like they're up there just being all creative, but Dwight Miller, the most creative people I know, also are the most disciplined designers I know. Yeah.
Yes.
So you
absolutely
have to have that before you can be creative. You can't just be creative. You have to have the knowledge, the practice. That's Lula's favorite word, the practice and the discipline.
Yes. And it's just like art class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've taken art classes. And if I don't know the technique for shading, or if I don't know the technique for whatever, how am I going to be creative if I don't understand that? If I don't know how that works? I'm more creative when I understand how the technique works and what I can do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
so what you're saying is first you learn the technique,
Yeah.
then you know that technique and you know how to put it into a shape that you want that's appealing to the consumer or the client.
Yes.
So you still need a system in place and be disciplined and consistent in all those factors. Is that correct?
Yes, all of that. Absolutely. That's what I have found.
Yeah.
Having a system is so important too for the foundation, and that's where it begins, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, can you tell the audience? Let's go back to understanding posting on Instagram and what your technique actually looks like when you grew in that 1 year from what was it, over 2,000 people to 120,000 people following you
In 1 year.
in 1 year.
Yeah,
So
more than that now, but
yeah. So
way more.
can you tell us the audience what your posting schedule was like?
My schedule is like same schedule. I work out my tutorials. I do them 2 or 3 of them on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is my tutorial day. And then, you know, I don't put them all out at the same time, you
Right.
know, but that's the day I do them. I'm very disciplined about that. But I practice those. I practice what I'm going to do here in my home a day or two beforehand. And yeah, I have to do that. You know, working with different techniques and different designs. And believe me, sometimes it just falls into place. And other times it's like, really?
Yeah.
5 hours later,
Yeah.
you got to ditch this, Maria. There's no way you can do this. No
Yeah.
way.
You know,
You got to ditch it.
what's so important is that consistency, discipline, you know, being consistent. So you take on Tuesday is the day that you spend the time to do your videos. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
So do you schedule those videos, pre-schedule?
No, I don't pre-schedule them.
You
I
don't.
usually, no, yeah, I'll run them like on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, or both, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Most of the time it's 2 days, depending on how many I got done, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I try to do 2 or 3, but sometimes things aren't working out so good. Either it's me or it's Instagram or, you know.
So do you post every day?
No, I only post 2 or 3 times a day as far as tutorials,
Okay.
rather.
And you just do those reels the day of? You post them the day of? Or do you?
No,
You schedule
I'll
them.
post them like on a Wednesday, a Thursday, or a Friday is usually how I do it.
Okay. But do you
Yeah.
schedule them or do you post them that day?
I schedule them because I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I manually put them out there is what I do, because there's a certain time of the day that I want them to go out.
Right.
And I don't want to do the scheduling that Instagram has. That's just my choice. Because I'm a control freak. I want to make sure they go out at 8:00 a.m.
Yeah.
So do you use a third-party scheduler?
No.
No?
I do it myself manually.
Ooh, lordy. Okay. That's a lot of work.
I'm a
Yeah.
control freak, so I have to do it.
Well, you know, there's different softwares that you can use that you can pre-post those things.
Yeah.
And post them on Instagram, Facebook, or where your reels or stories. Yeah.
Yeah. I did do that once and it didn't go out.
Yeah.
It never went out. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to do it manually.
Yeah.
I'm a neophyte at social media, but I'm always interested in this. What you do is primarily of interest, I would assume, to hairdressers and people in the beauty industry. So when you're posting to get maximum audience, are you posting it with hairdressers in mind?
Yes. That's the whole purpose,
Yes.
is to get students for my one-on-one classes, my online demos and classes. That's the whole purpose. But that does not make up all my followers for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't it's like a shotgun. You can point it that direction, but you can't narrow it into the bullseye. There's
That's
always,
right.
yeah. That's the part that I always think is a little tricky. So I'm also curious, when you create your post, what's your thought process? Are you planning it? Are you planning it for a specific thing, or are you going with what feels right at the moment? In
Like,
other words,
you mean the design or who I'm
yeah.
targeting or?
Yeah, when you're creating your posts and your reels, yeah. Like, do you have a set plan or process of what you're developing when, or you just get a thought, work on that technique, and then go that direction?
Oh, no, it's all planned out on Mondays.
Okay.
Mondays, I take the time to work on my mannequins. I video everything I did step by step. I take pictures. So I have that with me when I go into this on
Sure.
Tuesdays to
Yeah.
start creating. Now,
I
that
guess,
doesn't mean that everything falls in place.
yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is you create and then you get what you want and then you post it. You don't have a plan and say, well, today I want to work on, first session post number 27. I want to work on X because that's how it fits in the flow. Do you know what I'm saying? It's does creativity drive what you post, or does the way that you post drive your creativity? Does that
No,
make
it's what I create the day before on Mondays.
okay?
Okay, so I take a picture and I video, and I even make notes of exactly how I built out that design.
Mhm.
So that when I go on Tuesdays, I can use that as a reference point.
Right.
Am I answering your question? I hope.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're very disciplined about how you create, and then
Yeah.
that is what you take to the thing. So in a way, creativity does drive it. It's just that you're very disciplined and organized about how you are when you're actually shooting it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. There you go. That's it.
I got it. A little slow on the uptake, but I eventually get there.
I don't want to be confusing.
No,
You know
not
what
at
I
all.
found in doing this podcast, that the most successful people are those that do the how to. So you, because you're so disciplined and you stand out of the crowd in that area, but you do a how to achieve that look. What are you doing? A wedding, updo, styling, whatever. You're very disciplined, but it's a how to. So your audience like that.
Yeah, they do.
So that's your audience, is because they're seeking the how to. So there's many stylists online right now, because, I have I've talked to different people, and depending on what you do, he says, or one of my coaches says that it's the most successful people are those that do what a how do. And that's what you do. So that's what you do. And I think that's why you have grown so quickly on Instagram from 2,000 to 120 or over. Okay. That's a lot of people. So people are looking at your online classes, your online tutorials. So those are the ones that you attract. Correct?
Yes, exactly.
So can we talk about and tell the audience what is it in your content that you tell the viewers about? Is it
Okay.
easy?
You mean when I'm talking on the
When you're doing
reel
your video?
itself?
Yeah. When you're doing your videos, what
Okay.
makes you stand out?
Well, I think it was because I'm not doing this now because the things have evolved. Okay. But breaking it down and saying, oh, I'm putting the bobby pin in this way and this section, I'm sectioning off in a teardrop and that kind of thing, and I'm braiding it and then expanding it. And it's 60 seconds of an hour of a design. Okay. So I just break it down where it makes sense, in 60 seconds as best that I can. And at that time, I was actually talking into the video. But that's all changed now. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just doing the music and they watch me. That's how I'm doing it now.
So do you find that your audience like that better?
Can't see any difference.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't see any difference at all, since I started doing that. They can see what I'm doing,
Uh-huh.
and none at all. It's unbelievable. I'm in shock myself, actually.
So in the beginning, you were talking like you set this pin, you put this pin on the side, and whatever you did, you were talking through the actual styling. And then now you have background music and you're doing it. Is that correct?
Yes, and it's still
Okay.
a breakdown of the hour. People think I do these things so quickly. I said, well, it's an hour design or more sometimes,
Uh-huh.
From prep to finish.
So when you actually wind up with your edited segment, how long is your segment on average?
The entire design?
Like if you're doing your reel or your post, how long is that?
From the time I start till I finish and it's done and I've got it saved.
That's posted, that the viewer watches. What's the average time?
It's an hour or longer, for sure.
Yeah,
because I gotta stop and start.
I'm interested in that because a lot of the experts, if you listen to today, they're saying, well, people today have, mini attention spans because they're always in front of screens and whatever. And if it's longer than, 15 minutes, nobody will watch it, but yet that's not really true.
Yeah.
Not really true. Yeah.
Not totally true.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. But sometimes it's longer. I've stood there for 2 hours working on something because something's going on the technical end I have no control over. I'm like, just different things happen. So
Right.
I always say average. If it were somebody sitting in my chair, an average would be from start prep to finish would be an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
So if I didn't have all those other little things going on when I'm working on doing it, actually filming it.
This is something that's an interesting question to me because you're not just a social media star. You work behind the chair. So how do you go from working behind the chair to stepping in? Because I think a lot of people, not just hairdressers, feel overwhelmed by this. So you have your day job, you have your career, but yet you are running your own marketing and education program through social media. How did that happen? How did that evolve?
Well, I don't book as many clients in the salon in my studio like I used to.
Well, sure. But at some point, you made the conscious decision that was the direction you were going to go.
Yeah. And I just decided I was going to make the time. I knew that if I wanted it bad enough, I would make it work. So whatever Tuesday is my day off. Well, I'm in the studio on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Work, and I start at 10. And many times I'm walking out at 6:00 nonstop. Eating something like, some nuts or something.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, it was even longer than that.
Yeah.
Leaving it like, oh gosh. Anyway, I was just willing to do whatever it took, get the mannequins, get the products, make the time. So I've had to sacrifice personal time in order to do it, That's what that's what I've done.
Yeah. That's what winners do.
Yeah. I mean,
So do you keep up with your analytics on Instagram? Okay.
Oh, the insights. Yeah, I go into insights.
On Instagram or on YouTube? Do you have a YouTube?
I have a YouTube. It's called The Creative Italian, but it's my jewelry YouTube. I teach soft soldering.
And, we're texting back, all creative people do something, other than hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you do jewelry and you have a Etsy website, don't you?
Yeah.
So can you
put that aside for a little while?
So you no longer have it or you have it?
Oh, no, I have it. It's active. It's just I haven't been able to be active on YouTube for about a year and a half because I put all my eggs in the hair basket to focus on my education. I love educating. I just love it. So I can't do education on YouTube for jewelry and do education and lay all this out.
Right, right.
It's been a lot of work.
Right.
And something comes up, I go, I got to do this too.
You can't spread yourself too thin, right?
Yeah. And the YouTube keeps on growing,
Yeah.
even though I get followers all the time,
Yeah,
but that's how YouTube works.
Yeah. You're,
Yeah.
Slowly.
you have to
Yeah.
subscribe, and most people our age do not subscribe. What I see
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
on YouTube, your analytics could be the younger group because they know
On
how.
YouTube?
That's what I found, that from 33 years old to 55.
That's probably about right for my channel too.
Yeah, because they go the extra mile to get into YouTube. You have to, in order to subscribe. Now,
Oh, sorry about that.
yeah, and so that extra step, our people won't do that.
A lot of older people, because they didn't grow up with that kind of technology, don't quite understand. They'll like it. They think because they've liked it, they've subscribed, but really they've only liked it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You got to subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe
So you get the notifications.
Yeah.
I love my YouTube channel.
Yeah. It keeps you abreast of what's going on.
Yeah.
So, Maria, can you tell the stylists that get stuck in what they're doing, one thing that they should stop doing?
They should stop doing on their Instagram page?
No, for stylists who feel stuck or low engagement, what is one thing they should stop doing and one thing they should start doing?
You know what?
I
did think about that. To get more engagement, get more following, they're talking about one thing they should stop doing.
One thing they should stop doing, one thing they should start doing.
Okay, stop doing. If they're promoting, say they're expert in reds, doing red hair color. And I see this a lot, I'm not necessarily with red hair color, but what I'm saying is that if they have a page that is for their business, their hair business, not to mix up my pina colada on the beach or my plate of food at the Mexican restaurant
Right.
And then every now and then you see some pictures of hair.
Right.
And say they specialize in reds, but then there's a blonde over here and there's in other words, when I look at a page without reading the bio, I can tell right away what it is and what it isn't. What it is without reading the bio.
How serious they are about what's supposed to be.
Yes. It's a mishmash. Am I making sense?
Yes.
It's all mixed up. Are you about hair? Or are you about, what is it? It's confusing. I have found that to be the case.
It gets back to Lulu's other favorite word, focus. If you're going to be very focused in what you're trying to accomplish, don't try to be all things to all people all the time, your friends and your family and your future customer. No, if you're going to talk about red hair, then that's your message is red hair, red hair, red hair, red hair. That's what you're saying, I think.
That's exactly right. Yep. There you go. And the other thing I see too is consistency. The posting is very inconsistent. Like it might be a couple of posts this month, but they haven't posted in 2 years. I see a lot of that. And the bio is really important. Having it so it's clear. People know exactly, what I do. When they look at it, when they read it, they just glance at it and it matches up with what's in the body of the page.
Right.
Images.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what you're saying is that person should have one page for personal use and then a business page of what they do.
Yes.
And it should be consistent.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. If you want to post personal and business, have 2 separate pages is the best way to do it. Yeah. I think.
Good.
So, our audience loves when we do this silly little game, which we call quickfire. And I think it's because everybody comes on and they talk passionately about what they do, but they don't always want to talk person, about themselves. So we asked like 5 little quick questions, and we asked you to answer, as quickly as you can with what the first thing is that comes off the top of your head. So, Maria, are you willing to play rapid fire with us?
Sure.
Oh, hey, you look like
Let's give it a go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Your choice, reel or photos?
Reels.
Voiceover or text on a screen?
Oh boy. Well, it used to be both. Now it's neither one.
So so nothing? Nothing. Is that
Well,
your answer?
text sometimes.
Okay.
Text sometimes on the screen.
That's great.
Yeah.
Post and ghost or engage after posting?
Okay, I wasn't quite clear on that. Post and ghost means I post and then don't do anything.
Yeah.
Don't
comment. Is
Yeah,
that what you
just
mean?
post
Okay.
it and move on. And
No.
engage would be you post it and then you respond to the people engaged.
No, I respond every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yes.
So you're all about the engagement.
Yes. If they're taking time to say something, even if it's emoji, I respond. Yeah, definitely
You
respond.
look to me like you would just be a very engaging person.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to have the drink with you and just for a while.
Love it.
Or a cup of coffee. I'm not totally into the drink thing, but I could do coffee with you.
Yes.
One mistake stylists make on Instagram consistently.
Inconsistent posting.
Inconsistent. Okay. And I think we talked about that before.
Yeah.
Trending audio, yes or no?
There's a reason for that.
And I always like to throw this in because I think it's very telling. One piece of advice you would give your younger self.
One piece of advice I would give my younger self, never stop learning.
Yeah. Never stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Never stop
Yeah.
learning.
Never stop learning.
Yeah.
So
Never stop, period.
Yeah. Keep going. So can you tell the audience where they can find you?
Yes. Instagram, Maria Esparolini _ hairstylist.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to spell your name? Do you want to spell your name so that they know how to find it?
Yes. It's E as in Edward, S as in Sam, Parolini. So it's Esparolini. Sometimes I mispronounce the P. So that's why, go back over it. That's what people tell me anyway.
Yeah.
So you're huge on Instagram. Is that the only platform you use?
Well, for my special occasion and vintage hair, yes.
Yeah.
That's the only platform I use. And then on my Facebook page, all of my balayage that I do in the salon, that goes on my Facebook page. I keep them totally separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I have some balayage on Instagram at the very bottom.
Yeah.
And I decided to do it that way, to keep it separate because I wanted to keep things consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So that's why I did it that way. So, yeah.
Well, Maria, you have been inspiring conversation with you. It has, on behalf on Sue and I, we just want to thank you so much for coming on Artists, Icons, and Entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us and the experience you were able to share to our audience. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Be sure to follow us, to subscribe, and stay tuned for more inspiring conversation coming your way. And please go to Maria's page on Instagram and find her. And I tell you what, you could learn so much from all her online classes.
Yeah.
Until now, thank you.
Subscribe.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to?
I love doing this interview.
Okay.
You guys are great. I mean, really, I just enjoyed it so much.
Well,
really
hopefully we can have you back again. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you.
What a great conversation with Maria. Her story reminds us that success doesn't happen overnight. It comes from showing up, staying focused, and practicing your craft, and being willing to keep learning. Maria, thank you again for sharing your knowledge, your creativity, and your journey with us. And I especially love the advice you gave your younger self. Never stop learning. I think it's something that every one of us in this industry should take with us. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share this episode. And we'll see you next time on Beauty Industry Voices. Thank you.